thousands of messages of women who have been preyed upon by the new members of AA.
And I am one of those women. And as you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I've shared about my assault at an AA meeting on this platform. I was stalked for several weeks, and then I was assaulted at an AA meeting. I was sent to the hospital, and nobody agreed to testify for me because they were all protecting each other. Now, I want to say to anybody that is going to come for me about this, that I still go to AA, and I'm in a new place now, and it's way healthier. And I have found that the culture really differs depending on where you are, like hugely, which is terrible if you're in an area where the culture is terrible. I was previously in New Orleans, and AA New Orleans as a whole was a terrible experience for me, unequivocally. That's just my experience. Plenty of people loved it, but that's what it was like for me. Now I'm in Florida, and I have found that it's a much more accepting, safe environment, and that there is a lot of safety protocol in place. But the real reason I wanted to make this video was, number one, to shout out this creator, because I think he's doing some really awesome work. You can tell that somebody's legit by the way that they respond to people who don't want to work with them or other people who are in the same field of work as them. And, this man has very generously spoken to me about his work and made it clear that the objective here is to get people sober, not to make money. So amongst ourselves, we do our best to ensure that people get what they need, regardless of who that has to come from or where it has to come from. AA is one of many solutions, and it's often a really great one. It got me sober, it got my dad sober, and it's gotten a lot of my friends sober. I've also lost a bunch of friends who, quote, couldn't get it right. What does that say? There's a lot of options out there, and it's important that we consider them all. When we're talking about people's lives, we can't rule anything out too quickly. Just because an ancient book says that there's only one way to do something and was written by somebody who unequivocally was not an expert in this field does not mean that that's true. To all you women in AA who have felt safe or who have not, I want to just urge you to find somebody that makes you feel comfortable at every single meeting, and be careful about the people that you associate with and surround yourself with. That wasn't the only incident that I experienced. I've been sexually harassed in countless meetings. I've been stalked by 2 people that I met in a meeting. I was even held hostage once by somebody I let stay with me that I met in a meeting. By that I mean a literal knife point demanding money. So my point is that we need to stop expecting these environments to be perfect. There is no one solution, and the solutions that are available are hugely imperfect, often unsafe. That's okay. That doesn't mean that AA as a whole is discredited or doesn't work. It means that it has problems, just like every other institution. We have to be able to talk about those problems, because if we can't, that's a cult. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm super curious. Like and follow for more recovery content.